Hi, and welcome back to another video. Today I'm going to show you how to make this beautiful bracelet, and it's done using Super Duos in the herringbone stitch. And I taught this class a couple years ago and they loved it. And I absolutely love the weight that you get from this, the movement, and it looks just stunning on. And I did this for somebody in beach colors, and I used a sea glass button, and I think it just came out so pretty. And so this one is one that I'll be keeping, and I know the colors are dark, and it's halfway done because I'm going to show you how to finish the edges here, and then also how to add the button and the clasp. So I didn't want to bore you with making you watch me just do this part because it's so simple, just adding the beads to decorate the edges. So we'll do this in stages. And for materials, you're going to need a button, and I'm using one without a shank. You can use whatever clasp you're comfortable with. You're going to need a lot of Super Duos. You're going to need about 24 grams depending on the length of your bracelet. I used about 20 grams. And then you will need some size 11s and just a couple size 8s. And Beadsmith has tubes that are exactly 24 grams, and they come in these beautiful mixes. I got this mix and this one, and then I also got this one, which is beautiful too. And I know I sound like a broken record, I say it all the time, but definitely with this project, go through and just check the holes before you begin. And we're also going to use a different stringing material today. I'm using Wildfire. It's 0.8, and I like this for this particular project just because the weight that we have is excellent. It gives it good flexibility, durability. I mean, I love Fireline. I use it all the time, but for this particular project, I like the Wildfire. But you can use, again, whatever you want. So you're going to want to pull 2 yards of thread, and we're going to pick up an alternating pattern of 2 Super Duos, a size 8, 2 Super Duos, a size 8, and 2 Super Duos. So just like this, and I'll zoom in so you can see, just like that. And you want to drop it down, leaving a ½ yard of thread. And that's just so we can add our clasp and decorate the edges later on. Okay. Also, if you're not comfortable, I'm going to not use a bead stop because it's only the first row that's going to be a little tricky, and then it flies from there. So if you need a bead stop, put one of those clips on there or put a bead on there. But I don't. I choose to do it this way. It's just easier for me. All right, so let's begin. Oh, I have a size 11 beading needle and scissors and a thread burner, or a thread burner, I should say. So you have your pattern on, and I'm gonna call these 2 beads. These are 2 11s, and I'm gonna call them our turn beads because at each end we're gonna turn using the 2 11s, and that's how I got this right here. There's 2 11s, and I call them the turn beads. So we'll pick up 2 11s. We're coming out the bottom of the Super Duo, and we're just going to jump into the top hole and pull. And then we'll pick up, no particular order. For me, I'm just going to randomly pick up, and I'm going to try to keep it on the board for you so you can see. I've got 2 Super Duos on the needle. We're going to go through the next one and the one after that. So we're just skipping that size 8. And pull. And 2 more Super Duos. And we'll go through this one and this one. just like that. So again, we're skipping that size 8, just going through those 2. And we're going to pull. And we're going to pick up our last 2 Super Duos. And we're going to go through the last one. Just like that. And now I want you to pull on the working thread and the tail really tight. And then I flip my work over and just ignore that tail. I hold on to it. And we're going to pick up our turn beads. So 2 size 11s, and we're going to go into that upper hole of the new row of Super Duos, just like that. So we're in position to just start another round of herringbone. So we'll pick up 2. We're going to go into the next Super Duo and the one after that. So we are just filling in those spaces. Those little V's right here, each will have 2 Super Duos in them. 2 Super Duos, then we'll go through the next 2. Pull. And pull real tight. Don't be afraid. This thread can definitely take it. Last 2. We'll just go right through the last one. And then flip my work over. Pull everything nice and tight. Pick up our 2 11s. Jump up into that upper hole. So we're coming out here. We're going to go up into here. Just like that. And that's the whole repeat. Super easy. And this flies. So we've got 2 through the next. All the way down for the length that you would like. And remember to leave about a good maybe ½ an inch to an inch for your loop on the other side. And our turn beads, see how quickly that row goes. And we'll keep going. And I'm just doing random colors. And I'm really loving this colorway. If you've watched my previous videos, you know I love the color green. So, okay, and at the end, we just flip over and add our 2 size 11s. That turns. That makes it turn nice and easy for us because I wanted this to be beginner friendly. And now we're just filling in the spaces. 2 and into there, all the way across. And remember to pull nice and tight because you don't want any gaps. Like I don't like that gap that's showing right there, so I'm definitely going to pull down hard on this next row. And it takes care of that right away. And I flip, pick up 2, go up into that new row, and we're ready to begin the next set. And that's the whole stitch. Nice, easy stitch. And I love this because once you get going, I can usually complete one in about 30 minutes. It's just that quick. And the result is beautiful. It's a beautiful bracelet. So you'll just keep going, adding 2 Super Duos into each of those spaces. When you get to the end, you will flip. Pick up your 2 turn beads and go into that upper hole. All the way across. It's that simple. So if you'd like, I will put a colorway for the Hematite And this one, if you'd like the blue colorway, I can get that for you as well. I'm just trying to think if I saved the name of the color blend. But definitely check them out. The mixes, they're a lot of fun to work with. If you're not in the mood for just one single color, they're a lot of fun. Okay, so I'm going to stop here. Just finish this row because I am going to finish this one while the video uploads, because the videos take forever to upload. Like, I'm talking 12, 13 hours. It's ridiculous. So that's that sample right there. I'm gonna leave this here next to this one, and we're gonna go on to this one in progress. I'm just gonna move some beads out of the way really quick. And I'll finish that up after. And grab my other beads. Okay, so pretend that I'm just gonna sneak this one over. All right, so pretend this is the end of your row. That's the beginning right there. Let me get this in order here so I can explain. So we're coming out here. Just for the moment, pretend that this has 2 beads on the edge. Let me needle on, and we're gonna close up this end so it matches this end. So you would be exiting here. And now we're gonna pick up 111, go through the next Super Duo, and I'll zoom in a little bit for you. Now 1 size 8, go through the next Super Duo. We're gonna alternate, so an 11 through the V, an 8 into here, and then 111 into the last one. And now I'm going to show you how to trim out the edges. Excuse me. My allergies are misbehaving. Okay. So I'm coming out here, and what we're going to do is we're going to just simply fill in the gaps. And the best way I figured this out so it didn't buckle and we didn't have big gaps, is we're going to pick up 2, go down the next 2, but then 3 here, go into these 2. So we're going to be alternating, picking up 2. Oh, my other thread's in the way there. So we're going to pick up 2, go in, and then the next one will be 3. And that's so we don't get any buckling or any gaps. I'm going to actually pick that up. So I have 3 now. So I'm just remembering, now I pick up 2 11s. And this just dresses it up and makes it look a lot cleaner and neater, and I think it's just beautiful. And if you forget where you left off, just pull out and say, okay, there I left off with 2, so now I'm going to pick up 3 size 11s, and we'll continue like doing this all the way down the row. So back to 2, now 3, all the way down. And that's why I did one side, so you didn't have to watch me do both sides, because it's not that fun to watch. It's so easy, but it makes a difference, definitely. try to go as fast as I can because I want to show you we're doing something different. We're going to add the button on top of the bracelet and make a long loop. Excuse me, make a long loop for that button. And I think it just looks sharp. I keep forgetting, I'm talking and forgetting what number I have here. But I just think it looks different, and I love the way you can either wear it with the button side up or button side down, because the buttons that they are coming out with are just beautiful. And if you've watched my videos before, you know that I'm very obsessed with the vintage buttons. Okay, so our last 3 right up into these 2. And now I want you to weave into your work. And I'll zoom down a little because I know these colors are dark. So we want to be coming out from this Super Duo in the 3rd row down. And I'll help you get there. So we'll go from here where we just turned. And then I'm going to go into this next one. I'm going to turn here and go through these 2. And then turn again into this one. And then one more. So we're coming out here, jump down. Let me just make sure. I want to see how good that's going to fit. Yep. So we'll jump right down into here because all the thread is hiding. So no thread will be showing. And so that's where you want to be stepping out. 1, 2, 3. And you want it in the middle column because we're going to center it so it sits beautifully centered. Like this. And I'll show you what it looks like all done up because it's beautiful. Just like that. So when you wear it, you can either wear it with this on top or underneath, however you want. Okay, so to begin, I have bigger holes here, so I'm going to use size 8s. And that'll just stabilize the bead, the button. So I'm going to pick up 1/8 and then the button. And I'm going to pick up 3 size 8s and go right down. And I just want to make sure it's not going to flip and flop around on me. And no, that's going to be perfect. So I've got 3/8 the button. And then remember the 8 underneath, so we have to pick up 1 more 8. Just like that. And now, like I said, I want this to be centered. So I'm coming out right here. It's going to be hard to see, but you're just going to bring it around so that we're nice and even and go right back through this Super Duo. Like this. And I'm going to keep it very loose so I can show you. So there's your 2 8s right here. You're going through here. You're just going to come and go through, covering up the light on you. Go through this Super Duo here. Like I said, I'm keeping it very loose, but now I'm going to pull. But I want you to retrace this whole area. So you would go through the 8, the button, and then all 3 of these 8s. And then back down into the work. Find that 8. And then I'm going to retrace that a couple more times because you have the room to do it. You definitely have enough space to do that. And I don't want it this wobbly. It's very secure, but it's still wobbly. So that's how you attach the button. And now we're going to move to the other side. And I'm going to show you how to attach the beautiful clasp right here. So that's the part. This is so easy. This part is so easy because we don't have to weave into the work at all like we did here. We are simply going to weave into the work to exit the second size 8 in this row. So not this 8, but this one right here. Okay. And I'm just going to take a quick measurement because I want to make sure this fits my wrist the way I want it. Yes, I'm going to go and pick up 1, 2, 3, 4 size 11s, 1 size 8, and now I need to get enough beads to fit around that button. So this is just a guess, but I'm going to make it an even number because I do want to do a little peyote around the edges because I just like dressing it up. Okay, I got 22, and I'll show you how to test. So we're just simply going to go right back through just that 8, just the size 8 for the moment, and pull down. And I have 22 on, and pull tight, and we're just going to test this fit and see if it goes through. And I can already tell it's too small. I want it a little, yes, it's too tight. So I'm going to add 2 more. So you just back right out of that 8, like that, and I lost my needle. And I'm going to pick up 2 more, so that brings me up to 24. And now I'm going to go through that 8 again. And pull. And now this, I want to just even out the sides, so I'm going to pick up 4 because I want it to match, and I'm going to go through the 8 and the Super Duo and the 11 and the Super Duo and the 8. And then I'm going to flip my work over, and I'm going to weave up these new beads and exit that first 11. Right there. Right after the 8, that 11, that's the one you should be exiting. And now I'm going to just do a quick round of peyote. And that's picking up a bead, skipping the next one, and going into the one after that. Oops, I grabbed 2 there. And it just gives it, like I said, a little something extra. And you definitely don't have to do this. You can do just a simple loop or whatever kind of clasp your favorite is. If you like a magnet or a hook or whatever you like. It's your bracelet, your design. All right, so we're almost there. I just want to show you how I put on a second row if you decide to do this. So I'll just weave right back down into the work through all of those beads and again through here. And this is nothing but good for the work anyway because this is going to take a lot of pull, your clasp. We're going to come right back out that 8, go right back up those. I'm just going to go through the seed beads, and then I'm going to step out. I want to be stepping out that 11 that is sticking out right there. Right there. And so now we have spaces to add our pretty size 8s. So we'll pick up an 8, go into the next 11 that's sticking out, an 8 into the next one. We'll do this all the way around. And it just, like I said, gives it a little something extra, a little pizzazz. And we'll just keep going. And then I will show you how to throw a few knots in, and we'll end this. And then you'll be all ready to wear your beautiful bracelet, or if you're making this as a gift. I made one for my mom and she loved it. So just simply weave back down into the work. And like I said, you do have a lot of room in here. And so we'll continue, we'll go through, again, the same direction because you got plenty of room to go through. And you're just gonna weave to a point where, let me try to pick up that 8 here without sticking my finger. There we go. I just want to come to a spot where I can hide a couple of knots, and I don't want to do it up top here, so I'm gonna go down the side and I'm gonna put in a couple knots right here. So I'll throw 1, and before I pull that loop and put my needle in, and then I pull, and I'm gonna weave down into these beads. And I am going to continue going all the way down because I have all this thread left over, so why not use it up? And then I think right here, I'm gonna throw another couple of knots. And I'm not cranking too hard. I'm just throwing them in. And I'm gonna keep going. And weaving all the way down. Trying to see how many I can fit through. All right. So I won't bore you with this, but I like to use up all my thread. I don't like to waste anything. So I'm going to put it on a flat surface just for a minute. I want to make sure everything looks good and it's not buckled. Yes, it looks beautiful. So that's what it should look like once it's all finished, and once your knots and your button is nice and secured. I'm going to go through this a couple more times just because I want to make sure that it's very, very stable. That's what I did with this one because it was very sharp. Even though I filed down the insides, I wanted to make sure it still was nice and tight on there. So I really, really hope you enjoyed this project. And I will put all the colorways for this one and this one. And if you choose this one, if you like it, let me know and I'll put the colorway for that one as well. And thank you so much for taking the time to watch my videos and subscribing to my channel. I appreciate it very much. Take care, have a great day, and I'll see you soon.